Okay, I know, it doesn't sound that dumb. Alright, so yes, we're here on my little mini couch. And yeah, you guys saw the thumbnail. I'm making something really weird today. This is my first real attempt on making something for this channel. My channel's not really known for that. It's really known for making shitty rip-offs of other people's classes and streaming. But we're not doing that today. Now, today we're taking this thing, this trash cleanup beach thing, or a grabber nabber, and we are making a mount for it on my arm. I even drew up some blueprints, really shitty blueprints. Here, let me come a little closer. So as you can see here, this is the grabber nabber. And how I'm gonna make this thing work is this is my hand. Not that good at drawing it, those are my fingies. I'm gonna take the handle off of this thing and move it down to where the collapsible part here is, right about here in my hand. And the metal bar is gonna stay on my hand and act as a support. And I'm gonna put a piece of cloth of some form around the bar so it doesn't rub against my skin. And put two, I don't know how to phrase it, tighteners, and I put it around that so it stays tight to my arm, and also the pole will act as a support. But the wire that actually makes this thing collapse and uncollapse and actually grip stuff, it will be funneling from here because I'm gonna move the handle to where my hand would be, like a controller. Thought of this, and I can even probably keep the collapsible ability, because if I just put this pole on this arm and move this handle to where this is right about here, like if I just have this here and I just run the wire under here, because this is literally just like a wire running through this, and then it's grabbing to these 2 points that are clipping. I'm not changing anything to this part of the build. I'm literally just taking this off and putting in here, and then putting this on my arm. So, how am I gonna do this? Well, to starters, these don't come off easily. This is also pretty old. So, I mean, there are these little parts right here that are actually keeping this thing together, or just at least the handle to the pole. I'm gonna have to take that off, but I thought originally these were just screws. They're not screws. These are like welded metal caps. So, I'm gonna have to take a drill of forms and drill into these parts and try to break it off. And then when it's off, I'm gonna have to detach, if you guys can see it, that little metal rod there from the handle, and literally just drill a hole at the bottom of this to where the wire will come out of to here, like around here, this point, so it can still keep its collapsibility and also still, you know, actually function. So what I need to do now is that you can see it's still fine, it still works properly. I need to not let that happen. This is really just me breaking this thing. So yeah, let's do that. Hey, so I forgot to mention this. It's actually thunderstorming at the time of this recording. So not only is it gonna be dangerous and also very difficult to drill outside, it's also gonna be loud. It's just gonna be, I'm gonna be soaked, so. But yeah, let's get to it. Drilling on the balcony, making a fucking grabber now.
Hello gamers, this is Editor Seamus here, and I found out that there's no damn way I can get through this frickin' handle with a drill. So I ended up giving up on the drill, and I started to think, what was other way I could? But anyway, this montage is completely useless, so good on you for watching bullshit.
Okay, news report. Something went wrong when the second damn drill bit broke off.
Hello again gamers, this is future editor Seamus here, and in the video I talk about how 2 drill bits broke off. That's just because before all the montages happened, 2 drill bits did broke off, and that was a part of the video, but I scrapped it because it was kind of bullshit. So enjoy the rest of the video.
I started bashing the fucking fucking drill into this to try to get it out. This broke. I don't know how. I didn't do anything to it. It just broke off. Yet the wire is completely fine. Like, it should technically still work in a sense, but like I would need to Gorilla Glue it or super glue it, but I can't do that because this whole mechanism is for it to be free and move, and I can't do that when it's stuck together. So I can either do one of two things. I can either give up this project like any reasonable fucking person would, or two, have to put this project to a it's always out unless I try to build my own collapsing system. And it's still like, it still works. Maybe not so much when it's broken, but yeah. I'm literally now just thinking on maybe I should just try to chop, you know, like instead of trying to drill around the plastic like I'm doing, maybe trying to instead cut this metal in half right here. Alright, so little pause. It's the next day after the first few drills, and if you guys remember, the collapsing mechanism broke off, so I Gorilla Glued it together. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's kind of like weird glares and things. But yeah, if you can see right here, you can see like there's little glazes that there shouldn't be. Basically, the thing is Gorilla Glued together. It still might collapse, which is a bad thing. But my plan now is to drill, like just cut the piece of metal off here, and then just take this and move it down there. Yep, this is the piece of shit that I came up with, and it barely fucking even works. Ah, yes. We've come a long way from when I was first at this couch thinking of this idea. Now there's a TV behind here because it's been about a week, and I almost gave up on this project until I thought of one idea that might work. It kinda did, but then I didn't think of the other thing. This is the whole thing. These are Velcro straps that I strap to my arm, and it's not comfortable. This is a metal pole because I didn't realize how far this trigger had to be away from my hand for it to cause tension for these fuckers to close. So I like did this right now. I grabbed this random metal pole that was in my closet for some goddamn reason, and I put it to my arm thinking that would do it. These are fucking coat hangers, and like there's a shit ton of glue and stuff on this thing because I tried so many damn times for this thing to work. It really barely didn't, but I mean it closes. It can barely fucking pick up anything. But you know what, besides all the bullshittery, I am happy because it's like my first real build that I thought of from like scratch. Like from when I first saw it, I was like, that would be cool, and I technically did it. Like I could think of hundreds of things that could make this thing better. For one, it fucking works, and two, maybe I think I found out that why it wasn't closing so easily is because on the original thing this thing was fixed to this. Like this thing was attached to this, so it didn't need to pull back for resistance. It was a part of the thing. It was the only resistance was this rope that was like hovering inside. But now, since it doesn't have that, it's just my arm. I have to like hold this and pull it back for it to actually close. So probably the biggest thing I would change is maybe like adding some sort of bracket here to hold this, or maybe just a whole thing in general to go over the string, or I mean the wire. I'm gonna show you guys a few things, but I also want to test this thing. So yeah, if you guys are wondering for some whatever fucking reason why you would want to build this, I had to use like sealant or something. I thought, me being a smart building man, thought that Gorilla Glue would be the only thing I needed for this wire to stay intact, but I was wrong. So I needed to get some sort of sealant or filament or whatever it's called. And that didn't work for when I was trying to connect two pieces of wire together, but it did work when I just flat out connected the wire to the trigger and threaded it through this old hole. And all these styrofoam, like another thing I would do, this is really for comfort, is I would put some sort of sleeve, maybe like a sock or something over my arm just so it feels better. Coat hangers, not a bad idea as a bracket to hold the bar. Because I was gonna use the other pieces of the coat hanger for another part that I thought I was gonna put on this. It didn't work. But these still decent idea, work good. Oh, and also another thing, these support beams worked perfectly fine. The thing isn't shaking. Well, when it was shaking. But I have to say, besides this next test montage, thank you all for watching this. I know it was a lot of shitty drilling things, but I tried a lot. Like, I went through a lot of trial and error through this. Like, this was my first real building thing, and I have so many other ideas that I want to build and do and stuff. So this isn't like the last of these bullshit videos to do that I'm gonna do. So I can't wait to start these. I might do a V2 of this thing because I kind of just want to keep on building onto this thing. I could think, like, the bracket would definitely be the next thing. But we're 5 minutes into me recording this dumb stuff. So, I'm just going to show you guys the test thing and hope this thing doesn't break in the process. Yeah!
This is the Grabber Nabber, the virtually handheld indestructible product that can pick up anything. To show these facts are completely true, we tried picking up a water bottle. Clearly, our product is number one. Then, we tried picking up fish food and putting it on a fish tank, and it worked. Then, we tried a drill. Sadly, even the greatest of things have limits. This is the Grabber Nabber. Buy yours now for how much you want it. I don't want it in my goddamn house anymore.